Yeah. 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 When they're trying to hold me, I go zoom, zoom, zoom.
You expect that coming to your 20s, like it comes with, the paid off car, you get an apartment, you get a good job that pays at 50K, you get a good job that, like in the 4 days working week, nobody tells you that these things have to be hustled for and that you need like at least two side hustles for you to make ends meet. So you have like other responsibilities and taking care of your family too. So they don't tell you these things.
Obviously, my expectations were that at this age, probably I would be a bit comfortable by owning a car and all that. I'll be able to maybe travel, take trips on vacations and stuff like that. But when you get into adulthood, there are so many bills to pay. You have transportation, feeding, you have family behind you at your back, you have younger ones, siblings, and all that. So I think that is not as easy as I thought. I thought that was going to be easy when I grew older. I could maybe take pay vacations, pay for my vacations and like that. Maybe paying the bills would have been a lot more easier, but it's quite challenging these days, especially with the change in currency and value of our currency and all that stuff. Yeah.
I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to have fun basically.
Like going into my 20s, I was just thinking that it'll be easy now. I'll have money, I'll have a car, I'll have a house. I was even thinking of children. I have children, but now when you get into your 20s, you realize that all those things you still got away.
Yeah, my expectations for me, I was hoping to be among those big multinationals, wearing suit and tie, going to very big conferences. But life turns out not to be that way. Like, it's kind of frustrating at the situation of things in the country where sometimes even we have dreams, we work hard, but yet when we get to that place, it's all about connections and who you know and not what you have or what you can offer. So it's kind of frustrating. For me, my 20s, I was expecting to be outside the country by now, maybe visiting places from one place to another. But yeah, I am stuck in Nigeria.
Bad energy, I zoom, zoom, zoom. I be my way like I be coming soon. Got a chopper on nigga, boom, boom, boom.
Bankole Williams. Bankole Williams is a master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming.
guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you're all good. Welcome back. This is 20 Summit in the year 2020. That sounds nice. 20 Summit in the year 2020. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, guys. If your friends are not here, you can send them a message. Tell them we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. And we're about to get into the session this evening. About to get into the session this evening. Just in case you're new here and you're wondering, what is all this about? This is 20 Summit, and the theme of this summit is thinking beyond 2020, the way forward. A lot of things has happened in 2020. We had coronavirus and several incidents this 2020. So we are looking beyond 2020. What are the things we need to do? How do we need to plan our lives, and how do we need to focus on our growth to make our futures better, basically. So guys, tell your friends, send the link to your friends, tell them to join us. This is 20 Summit. This is 20 Summit. If you are here, can you just put your best emoji in the comment section? Can I see your emoji? If it's some fire, if some dance, if some laugh emoji, just put it in the comment section. Let your friends know that we are live. 20 Summit is live. All right, just in case you missed a Bankole session or Shei Jolayemi session, I just want to do a little bit of recap of the things they said, so you know that you actually missed a lot, and you can also get the recordings after now. Basically, Mr. Bankole talked about the mind, talked about how we could position our mind for wealth, how we can position our mind from our daily routines, our daily activities, and position our minds for wealth, how we can look to the brighter side of life and position our minds for wealth. Shei Jolayemi came around and taught us how to translate our ideas into reality. She told us it was really an engaging session. We had to write things down. Actually, we had to jot things down so we can take things away. So we had to write down our ideas, write down the things we need to do to turn our ideas around, and then basically who we need to meet, the companies we need to keep to basically turn our ideas around. So if you miss this session, you can get the recorded session. Let me just give you a quick awoof, basically. To get the full recorded session is 5,000 naira. That is if you get the recorded session during the summit. But once the summit ends, after the summit, to get the recorded session is 10,000 naira. So you might want to go now and get click the links and get your recorded session very soon during this this evening while the speakers are speaking. We will drop the links where you can go get register for the recorded session of all the recorded sessions of the summit, and you get everything. You're going to get everything, every recorded session of the summit, right? And also, if you've not joined 20 Stripe Telegram group, I really don't know what you're doing right now, because this is a large community of those in their 20s where we're helping 20 strive in the current state of the world, and we're trying to bring a lot of 20s together just to impact ourselves, to learn from each other, and to form a force that we can change our world and change our nation. So if you've not joined 20 strive, we have over 2,000 members on the Telegram community, so you might want to join. Then after this summit, we'll be launching a exclusive VIP community. When I say exclusive VIP community, a community where it's a paid community. Actually, it's not free like the current one we have. The paid community where it's exclusive to people that pay, right? So we are going to be creating things based on 3 C's, that is classes, courses, and content. We have classes by people who are masters in this field. For example, you're going to bring a Bankole Williams, if you're going to bring the Steve Harris, you know the amount you're going to pay to get these people, yeah? So these people are going to be having close session with those people in the paid community, and they're going to be mentoring you on your journey right into fulfilling your destiny, creating your ideas, making your ideas a reality, and other things like that. And also to scale up your career. We have people like EVA Bitoye, and they'll be helping us through this also. You might not want to join the paid community right now. The paid community, the links will be sent out very soon, sent out shortly, but it's going for just 5,000 naira. So that's exclusive VIP community. All right. So just in case you're just coming in, my name is Tolu Alokbe, and this is 20 Summit. This is 20 Summit. If you're excited for the next session, please let me see your best emoji in the comment section. Just say I. Drop your best emoji, some fire emojis, some dance emojis, some laugh emojis, some rolling eyes emoji, some roll on the floor emoji. Let us see how excited you are to be part of this next session. Next person coming up is EVA Ibitoye, right? She's an HR expert. Come on. The topic alone is mind blowing. The topic alone is mind blowing. The topic alone is mind blowing. So you need to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Get your notepad. Get your pen so you can jot things down so you can take things away, right? So you can jot things down so you can take things away. Once again, I say this is 20 Summit and welcome to 20 Summit. Welcome to 20 Summit. Welcome to 20 Summit. I'm still expecting. I can see your emojis. Keep dropping them. Keep dropping them. Thank you so much for joining. Tell your friends. Share the link. Keep sharing the link and keep sharing the link. Keep sharing the link. Okay, let's do a quick one. Let's know. You're going to do a vote of the people, highest number of people we have based on states in Nigeria and probably countries. So let's know where you're connecting from. Hey, I'm from Lagos. I'm connecting from Lagos. I'm connecting from Ibadan. I'm connecting from Osun State. I'm connecting from Kaduna State. I'm connecting from Akwa Ibom. I'm connecting from Calabar. I'm connecting from this state. All this state. Let us know in the comment section. So guys, we're going to the session now. We're going to the session now. Get ready, guys. It's going to be mind blowing. Fasten your seatbelt as we receive EVA Ibitoye. Can we just welcome her with some emojis?
Hi, can you guys confirm if you can hear me? I can't hear any sound from your end. There is no sound at all. Can you please confirm if you can hear me? So I'm not getting any feedback. David, can you please confirm if you can hear me? Can someone confirm if you can hear me? I can't hear anything. Fantastic. Okay. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for the great opportunity to be here. Thank you so much to David and the team. Thank you for the phenomenal work that you're doing. I appreciate it. I'm truly passionate about career development and recruitment. And so when I get the opportunity to share with people, I am truly honored. I don't take it for granted at all. I hope our days are going pretty well. I hope that you've had a well rested weekend. I didn't have a well rested weekend, but hopefully I'll be able to take some time off after this. So, once again, welcome to this evening's session, which I tagged building your dream career or building the career of your dreams. And I specifically chose this topic because I believe that every individual who wants to be a career professional is ultimately thinking about how to have the best opportunities. You don't want to just get a job because um, of for the sake of getting a job. You want to get a job because you want to add value. You want to become a well-established and refined professional. You want to be the best at what you do. But in the line of my work, I've come to see that there are things that people do that will make this journey even much more difficult for them than they tend than it should be, simply because of some of the steps that they've taken, some of the things that they've ignored along the way, things that typically would have helped them to transition, things that would have helped them to develop quickly are ignored along the way. So of course there are issues here and there. So before we get into the session for today, I would like, I don't know, I would like some feedback along the way. I know that you can send chats, so I would like someone to just tell me, what is your dream career? Just write it. What's your dream job? What's your dream job? What is your dream job? So when you think about my dream job, what I want to be doing in a couple of years, in a couple of months, what is that dream job? A lot of times when I speak to candidates, they say, "Oh, my dream job is to work in oil and gas." I'm like, that is not a job, it's a place to be. So Favor says writing and speaking. Jacinta says project management. So Favor said writing and speaking. But Favor, you know that writing and speaking is not a job, it is a skill. So what is your dream job? Miracle says, I want to be a biomedical engineer. That is new. That is very new. I haven't heard that a lot. That is very new. I love this. Shemikwe says, I want to be a speaker and a communications expert as well. So this just shows that everybody's, Yomi says, I want to do something in strategy and negotiation. So Yomi doesn't even really know what the job title will be. What she knows is she just wants to do something that has to do with strategy and negotiations. Blessing says, I want to be a writer and an OAP. Okay, which is great. That's phenomenal. So this just shows that everybody has something that they want to do. Benny says, I want to be a nurse and a YouTube blogger. Everybody has that career that they are dreaming about. They've thought about their perfect job, how it is supposed to be, what they are supposed to be doing. But a lot of times, I find that candidates are not really clear on what this really means when they say, I want to have a dream career. I tell people that there is a huge difference between having a job and having a career. A job is what you do to pay your bills. A job is what you do to earn money. A job is what you do so that you have somewhere to go every day. But a career is a profession that you have chosen to build, grow, and develop in. So, for example, my career is human resources management. That's my career path. I'm in the HR career path, but my job will be a performance management analyst. So you need to be able to determine what your career is vis-a-vis what your job is, so that you don't begin to build a job of your dream and not a career of your dream. So let's get right into it. When you say that you want to build the career of your dreams, there are a few things I want you to always consider. Number one is, it all begins with purpose. It all begins with purpose. Now, I know when people hear about purpose, they always think about it from the church perspective of when they say, what is your purpose? What did God create you to do? What did God create you to be? While that is extremely important, what I mean when it says it all begins with purpose is, it all begins with you identifying what it is that you want to do and thrive in and be great at and invest in. You have to have a purpose driven career. You cannot have a career simply because my friend is doing it. You cannot have a career simply because people said that it is cool. You need to have a career because it is connected, and it is directly connected to the things that you want to do. It is directly connected to your passion, is directly connected to your talent, is directly connected to your skill. So, for example, for people here who said, I want to be a writer, I want to be a communications expert, you will see that those things are directly connected to their desires, is connected to their passion, is connected to their talent. So you need to identify what the purpose of the career that you want to build is. Now, some people would also tell you that I'm choosing a career path because I want to be able to give back, or I want to be able to heal people. So, for example, when you speak to some people who are in the medical field, they will tell you that the reason they became doctors was because they wanted to help sick children. So they said, I'm going to be a specialist in pediatrics. Or someone who says, I'm going to be a specialist in gynecology. Why? Because I have a passion for helping women, for healing women, and the likes. So you need to also look at, what is my purpose for this career path? When I say that I want to be a communications expert, why do I want to be a communications expert? Is it because it is an in thing? Is it because it sounds cool? Is it because I want to solve a need? So, for example, I am a recruitment consultant. The reason I'm a recruitment consultant is simply because I want to solve the issue of unemployment in Nigeria. That is what my purpose is. That is what drives my career decisions. So while a lot of people may be taking different decisions and different paths to be able to become top HR professionals, I'm taking a slightly different path because I am very clear on the fact that I want to solve unemployment issues in Nigeria. So I have to delve into recruitment and become a specialist in recruitment. So it has to start with purpose. What is the purpose of that career? Why do you even want that career? Now, there may be people here who say, I don't even know the career that I want. And I was there once. I think that people always feel, oh, before you even say anything, you must know exactly what it is. You must have it figured out. You must be this, you must be that. It does not work that way for everybody, and you should not be under pressure. So you need to be able to be true to self and say, this is what it is. I do not know what it is that I want to do in my career. I do not know what value I want to add. I do not know what purpose I have. I do not know what problem I want to solve. I do know that I want to build a career, but I am not very clear on it. The most important thing is that you are clear that you are not clear. Because the moment you have that level of clarity, you are closer to figuring out what the problem will be and how to then begin to decipher the career that will be perfect for you. So after you have thought about it and said, okay, so what is the purpose? I want to solve this problem. I want to mitigate these issues. I want to provide the solution. You now have to ask yourself the next question, which is, what is my clear vision for my career? What is my clear vision? So I gave the example just now of myself, who is a recruitment consultant. And then I have a friend, Angela, who is a human resources consultant. I have another friend who is a human resources manager in a company. The three of us are all in HR, but we have three different visions for the career that we want to build. So when Shola says, I want to be a communications expert, Shola needs to be clear on what aspect of communication she wants to handle. Shola needs to be clear on the vision she has for that career, because there can be 10 people who want to be communication experts, but they are all doing 10 different things. If you are not clear on where you are going, you are never going to arrive at where you want to be. So it's just like when your friend says to you, I want to travel this Christmas. I really want to travel this Christmas. I know that I want to travel this Christmas. If they do not have a clear-cut goal that they want to go to Akwa Ibom for Christmas, they are never going to purchase a ticket to get them to Akwa Ibom, because all they are doing is informing you of their intentions. So you need to be clear on your vision for your career. Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? So it's not enough for you to say, I want to be a writer. What do you want to write? What kind of writer do you want to be? Do you want to be a writer in corporate communications? Do you want to be a writer as per journalism? What kind of writer do you want to be? A lot of times people will always leave their career decisions and their career dreams hanging. Oh, I want to be some people will say, oh, I want to be a lawyer. What kind of lawyer do you want to be? Do you want to be a corporate lawyer? Do you want to be a real estate lawyer? Do you want to provide company secretarial services? Do you want to be an aviation lawyer? What kind of lawyer do you want to be? It is important that you have a clear vision of what you want to do in your career. Because, like I said, if you do not have a clear vision, you are never going to arrive at where you want to be, because you do not even know where it is that you want to be. So when I meet people, for instance, some of my candidates that I do private coaching with, the first question we always try to answer is, what is your vision for your career? What is it that you want to do? It is not enough for you to say that you want to be an engineer. What kind of engineer do you want to be? I love that person who says, I want to be a biomedical engineer. This means that somebody who wants to be an electrical engineer will take a different path from that person who wants to be a biomedical engineer. But imagine if all they said is, I want to be an engineer. Okay, what kind of engineer do you want to be? It will determine the courses you take. It will determine the kind of knowledge you gather. It will determine the certifications that you require. It will determine where you even do your internships. It will determine if you even need an internship, because your path is completely different. So I'm hoping that at the end of this session, one of the things you would be able to do precisely is ask yourself and answer that question. What is my vision for my career? What is it that I really want to do? What is the vision for my career? Now, for people who still say, oh, I don't really know what I want to do, I think where you need to start from is what are the things that I'm good at? At some point in my career, I wasn't sure what it is that I wanted to do. I studied law, but I was pretty clear that I didn't want to be a lawyer. But I thought, you know what, I may not be bad at it. I may still be good at it. So maybe I can still try. But then I found myself working in a media agency as a marketer. It was the only job that I got at that time, and I took it. And then somehow I found myself in HR. So I tested the waters, but there were some things that were critical to me that I didn't want to do. I couldn't work in a hospital. I couldn't do certain jobs. I didn't want to do customer service. I didn't want to work as a receptionist. I knew that the things I was interested in had to do with engaging people and a couple of things. So what I did was I wrote the things that I believed I was good at and things that I was interested in and things that I was not so sure that I was interested in. And I put in more energy in developing the areas that I was interested in. I find that a lot of people keep hoping that one day they will wake up with a divine revelation on what they should be doing for their careers. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that will never happen. You will have to do the work of defining your own career by deciding what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're good at, what your talent is, what your passion is, so that you can build a career in it. It is extremely important. Like I said, I stumbled into HR. I didn't plan to be a HR management consultant, but today I am a HR management consultant because I was open to testing the waters. I always give this analogy. So I'm married to a Yoruba man, but I never liked amala. I'd never eaten it before. I really hated it. But I was always making amala for my husband. And when he would say, "Oh, join me," I'm like, never. Why is this? Why is he black? Why does he look like this? I was never interested. But check this out. I then had a client who owns a restaurant. I went for a business meeting, and what they served at the meeting was amala, ewedu, and begiri. Guys, I had to, of course, now because you have to behave yourself in front of your client, I had to eat the meal. That was the day that I was ashamed of myself because I've been missing out on a delicacy out of ignorance. But you see, until I explored amala, I did not know that there was value in amala. Now I eat amala at least once every week because I have now tasted it, so I know that I like it. A lot of people here are not even open to tasting the amala of their careers. They've made up their minds that they will never like amala, they are never interested in it. And even when the opportunity comes for them to eat amala, they will never still explore. And then you're wondering why you've not been able to stabilize in your career. It may simply be because the career that is really perfect for you is the one that you have been looking down on. So, for example, somebody says, "Oh, come and volunteer in my office, come and work with my uncle as his PA, come and work as a sales rep in this organization." You have heard some stories about those kind of roles. You concluded that those roles are not the kind of things you want to do, and then you shun it. Meanwhile, you have not explored enough to be able to own that decision. So remember that I'm talking to two spectrums of people here. I'm talking to the people who already know what they want to do, like the biomedical engineer who is clear. But I'm also talking to the person who says, "I don't really know what I want to do. I'm just interested in building something." The best way is to test the waters. The only way you can find out if you're good at something is by testing the waters. So you need to be very intentional about creating opportunities for yourself and finding out if what it is that you want to do is exactly what you want to be doing long term. All right. So now let's see. So when you have now decided and said, okay, this is the kind of career I want to build, or these are the careers I want to test the waters on, these are the careers I'm interested in, you now have to assess where you are vis-a-vis where you want to be. So, for example, the biomedical engineer has to say, okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to be a biomedical engineer. What do I need to build a career in biomedical engineering? What do I need to build a career in biomedical engineering? And then where am I? The reason you have to do this assessment is because it is by doing this assessment that you will then be able to identify what it is that you need to be able to get you to where you are. So someone, for example, says, "I want to go to Badagry," and they live in Lekki, for those in Lagos, Nigeria, and then you're heading towards Badagry. But if you're not very clear on where you are at the moment, it is hard for you to even be able to say, okay, it's going to take me 3 hours to get to Badagry. It's going to take me 2 hours to get to Badagry. It's going to be hard for you to say, oh, if I pass this route, I may meet traffic, or if I pass this route, I may meet, there are quite a number of traffic lights that would delay me. Until you know where you are and where you are going, it is hard for you to assess the situation. But when you can assess the situation, it makes it easy for you to navigate. Okay. So someone says there's a screeching sound in my background. Can you still hear the screeching sound? Can you hear any screeching sound now that I'm speaking? Can you hear any screeching sound? Is the sound good? Is the sound okay now? David, can someone speak to me, please? There's a screeching sound in my background. So I'm asking, is the screeching sound still there? Or can I proceed? Okay. So when you assess where it is that you want to be, you then look at where you are so that you can begin to take decisive steps and make decisive actions that will take you closer to your goal. So for example, like I was saying, you're heading to Badagry, but you're currently in Lekki. Now that you know that you're in Lekki, you know it's going to take you 7 hours to get to Badagry. You then look at what are the pros of taking this route over that route, or what mode of transportation do I need to be able to arrive at Badagry? Do I want to arrive at Badagry earlier than 7 hours? Do I need to use a boat? Is it even possible to use a boat? Those are the kind of questions and decisions you have to make when it comes to your career. So I want to become a communications expert. What kind of communications expert do you want to be? I want to be a writer. What kind of writer do you want to be? What kind of career do you want to build in writing? I want to become a journalist. How many years is it going to take me to become a journalist? What do I need to become a journalist? What will take me there faster? Do I even want to get there fast? Those are some of the things that you have to analyze and be able to answer critically. Now, when you have assessed where it is that you're going and where you are, you then begin to ask yourself, what do I need to get there and what do I have at the moment? So, for example, the biomedical engineer, she can say, for instance, that at the moment, all I have is my basic degree from the university. But for me to become a biomedical engineer with a thriving profession, I may need to get a master's degree, I may need to get extra certifications, I may need to register with a certain member body. Those are the kind of things you need to ask yourself. You cannot be building a career from just from whimsical fantasies. You need to take intentional and deliberate steps every step of the way to be able to build a successful career. You cannot wake up and say, you know what, I just think that I should, become a communications expert. Everybody will just like me. When they see my CV, they will just love me. No, you need to be able to set yourself apart in the marketplace by knowing the things that you require to thrive in that career and begin to work towards those things. Now, when you know where it is that you want to be in your career, you have identified the things that you need to do, the things you need to possess, the things you need to have to be able to thrive. You now have to set clear career goals. One of the best decisions that my clients always make is setting career goals. And I tell you why. Because when you set a goal, it is easier to achieve than when you just have an idea of what it is that you want to do. When you set a goal, for instance, and say, I want to make HR manager in a couple of years. And for me to make HR manager, I need to be certified by CIPM. I need to make sure that I get at least one managerial position beforehand. I need to make sure that I have done this certification. Because you know that you want to make that position in 3 to 4 years, you will then be able to plan when you should take your CIPM, when you should apply for a job that will give you the opportunity to start doing managerial responsibilities, when you should join the member body, when you should have the certifications. But what a lot of people do is they do not adequately prepare. When the opportunity then meets them in the future, they are not prepared for it and they lose out on that opportunity. So it is extremely important that you set clear career goals for yourself. So if you're currently in the university, you don't even have a job at the moment, you need to be able to set clear goals. I'm going to graduate in 2020 by God's grace. I live, I'm going to serve. What kind of company do I want to serve in? What kind of industry do I want to serve in? Is it possible for me to start doing an internship with that company? Can I write to them to work for free at the moment, just so that I can secure that NYC position, because I need that company to fast track my career? You then begin to make decisive plans. Do I need, for example, you want to become an accountant? When do I write ICANN? Do I need ACCA rather than ICANN? Do I wait till I start up my career before I write ICANN? Or should I write ICANN now? Those are the kind of conversations that you need to begin to have with yourself. You need to be very intentional and very deliberate. Another thing you need to do is you must be very, very clear on developing the skills, the knowledge, and the competencies that you need in your career path. For those who say, oh, I want to be a writer, I want to be a speaker, I want to be a communications expert, I want to be a lawyer, you need to be very intentional about developing the skills. Now, the skills, a lot of people just think that skills are writing skills, although no, there are a lot of skills, and you need to note what the World Economic Forum skills for 2020 is and what they project it will be in 2022. So the World Economic Forum has said these are the 10 skills that are extremely useful in the workplace. These are skills that would help you to be more productive and efficient in the workplace. Things like problem solving, critical thinking, analytical reasoning, emotional intelligence. The question is, how well are you developing those skills? How well are you studying on those skills? If you do not start early, when you find the opportunity of your dreams, when you get the career of your dreams, you may ruin it because you are failing regarding your skills. So this is the time to begin to develop the skills that you need. This is the time to begin to develop the knowledge that you need to perform. This is the time that you need to start asking yourself, what information would I need for the interview? What information do I need to have to be able to thrive in this industry? You need to start working on those things and then begin to develop the competencies that are required. A lot of times I find that people also just ghost. They just work with information that they've heard on the media, on social media. You read something funny on Instablog and you held on to it. It is important that you research the industry you want to work with. You research the career that you want to work with. Look on LinkedIn for people who have the career of your dreams already, that have the job of your dreams already. Look at their profile, get an idea of the kind of background that they've had, so that you can begin to set and define your clear career goals. Now, when you have finally figured it all out, what it is that you want to do, where you are, where you want to be, the things you need to get there, the skills, knowledge, and competencies that are required, how you need to acquire these things, one of the things I recommend is that you begin to work on your personal brand. You begin to work on your personal brand. A lot of times, people say, oh, personal brand, we just hear it. We hear it is a cool term that a lot of organizations need or use. One of the things I always, the way I can describe what personal brand is just like the difference between marketing and branding. Marketing is you stating the good things about, is the company stating the good things about themselves. Branding is the reason why somebody will say yes to them. So marketing is the reason why you are toasting a girl. You are toasting her. You're telling her wonderful things. You're sharing with her your vision, how you want to change her life. Branding is what will make her say yes to you. So my question to you is, how well have you branded yourself for the marketplace? How have you packaged yourself for the marketplace? If you got the opportunity today to interview with the head of HR of your dream company, how have you branded yourself to be the selected person? In the country at the moment, we have over 27 million unemployed people. For every job you apply for, there are 10 possible candidates that are interviewing for that role as well. What is it about you that will set you apart from the other 9 candidates? Apart from praying for the grace of God, what are you doing intentionally to brand yourself so that you will be the selected and chosen candidate? How well written is your resume? I will ask that again. How well written is your resume? Your resume is your personal branding tool. It is the first thing that people will see before they get to engage you. So before you get the opportunity to prove yourself to a company, you give them the opportunity to test you. You give them the opportunity to have an opinion, a perception about you. What will be the perception of organization? What perception will organizations have of you when they look at your CV today? Will they think you're lazy? Will they think you're sloppy? Will they think you've not achieved much in your career? Will they think that you're not somebody who pays attention to details? A lot of people do not pay attention to these things. They think writing a resume is just one of those cool things that people think you should do. It's one of those things that they say we should write a CV. So let me just create a CV. Let me just send the CV. Your CV is much more than that. It is a personal branding tool. It is the document that an organization will see that will make them say, let us give this person a chance. I have been working as a recruitment consultant for almost 10 years, and I can tell you for free that the reason why people, sorry, just give me a minute. Sorry, there was some background noise that I needed to sort out. So the reason why someone will say, I want to invite Kolade for this interview is because of what they saw on your CV. That is the reason why. Is because of what they see. They would not just say, oh, we think you're just Kolade seems nice. There's something they would see on the CV that will make them say that they want to engage Kolade further. Oh, in my 10 years of experience, I have come to see that a lot of organizations make decisions, hiring decisions about a candidate even before they engage the candidate, even before they get to meet the candidate. Right from the CV, they already know that that is the candidate that they want. Right from the CV, simply because they have seen something on the CV. It is the same way that even on that CV, they would see something that they would say, never, we are never going to hire this person because of something that they have seen on the CV. So, what perception will organizations have about you when they see your CV? How intentional are you about branding yourself? And by branding, I'm not saying lie because that's what people do. You go and lie on your CV, you now go for the interview and embarrass yourself. I'm saying, how well do you represent yourself? How well do you present yourself? When you're going on a date with somebody, you want to give the person an impression about you. You're very intentional about what it is that you do. Extremely intentional. If you want the person to think that you are a certain way, there are certain things that um you will portray that day so that they can have that opinion, have that idea about you. So that's what I'm talking about. How intentional are you about your resume? How intentional are you about branding yourself for your career? So when you have a perfectly written resume, the question then is, how prepared are you for your interview? When you go for the interview, did you research? Did you prepare adequately? Did you do everything that you needed to do to be able to be selected as the best candidate, or did you leave everything to chance? So, how well are you doing when it comes to personal branding for your career? And then, lastly, I'm going to stay to this. When you do get the opportunity to apply for the job of your dreams, make sure that you give it 100% to get that job. When you do get that job eventually, there are three things I want you to focus on. I call it the pie model. P is for performance. You must make sure that you are a top performer in the workplace. The only thing that will set you apart in the marketplace is the fact that your organization knows that you're a high flyer. Gone are the days where organizations hire people and say, even if they don't know anything, we're going to train. There's no training budget anymore. The economy is very bad. So organizations are looking for employees who will pick it up from day one and be able to run. Do not be a mediocre staff. If you are here and you feel like, I just want to have a job, let's not be like, I don't have a job. That is already a flawed mindset. You must be very intentional about impacting your organization. Otherwise, why did they hire you? If you are not a high flyer, they would replace you without thinking. I can promise you that. So you must make sure that you're not mediocre at your job, but that you are always among the top performing staff. Give 150% to your job. Go over and beyond. That is what will get you recognized. That is what will get you promoted. The second thing, like I said, the pie model. P is for performance. I is for image. What kind of image would you have in the workplace? Would you have an image that people would say you are a team player, you are fun to work with, you are the person who will go over and beyond for the organization, you are easy to engage with? Or are you the person that will say is a bully? Are you the person that will say nobody likes to work with him? He's very rude, he's very nasty. You know that thing people do that they say, when I resume this work, I'll just not be talking to anybody, I'll just be cool. It is a very Raz thing. Don't be Raz. There is absolutely nothing cool about being a snob in the workplace. You need to work on your image so that you can have better relationship with your bosses and with your colleagues as well. And then lastly, E, which is exposure. You need to ensure that you are intentional about being exposed in the marketplace. Don't take up a job and nobody in your company knows you. You say you're just being humble. When they are making decisions at management meeting, if they do not know you, there will be nobody to fight for you. If they do not know you, there will be nobody to recommend you for that promotion. A lot of people seem to think that if I just rely only on P, performance, I will make it. No, the three work hand in hand. You must be a great performer, you must have a fantastic image, and you must be intentional about being exposed in the organization. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with this. When you do decide on the career that you want to build, try as much as possible to get a career mentor and a career coach. Get somebody who can guide you on the steps to take. I was blessed with two mentors on my career journey, and every step of the way, every decision that I made, I ran it by them. They have gone ahead of me, so they're able to advise, they're able to guide, they're able to direct me. Do not think you know it all. It is important that you have someone who would handhold you on this career journey. Thank you very much. Those are my thoughts. I would like to take a few questions now as we proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for that amazing session. It was really mind blowing. Really mind blowing. Um, some one major key thing I took away from what you said is marketing is the good things you say about yourself or about your product, and branding is what makes your customer say yes to you.
Yes,
To me,
yes,
in other words, I could say marketing is what you say about your product, and branding is what the customer see about your product or about
exactly,
yourself. So these are things I
exactly.
really learned from the session. So I have a couple of questions here, but before I proceed to ask my questions, please, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section and we'll pick from there. We'll pick randomly. We'll pick the questions randomly. So my first question is, for example, now when you started, you talked about figuring out yourself in the process of figuring out what you really want to do while
Yes.
building your career and all. But the question is, how really do I find that part? Because, for example,
Okay.
imagine I want to study, I want to be a media person, basically. And from what I found out, it was quite cost intensive or whatever, and I have to settle for something else for the moment. So, how do I transition from doing what I don't really want to do into what I actually want to do? That means taking what is available now. How do I, let me just put it this way, how do I transition from what I want to from what is available to what I want, basically? So, how do I do that?
Okay. Okay. So one of the things I'd recommend is, I think it's testing the waters. I use that a lot because I'm not one of those people who will just say, just go headstrong into something new, especially where you're not sure. So take advantage of volunteering opportunities, take advantage of internships, take advantage of the opportunities to work with people, do a lot of side hustle, do a lot of side jobs. That's how you would then discover the things that you're good at. So today I'm a speaker. I never trained to be a speaker. It was while I was doing my side hustle that I began to develop this skill. I don't even think I'm 100% at it, but I'm sure good at it, you know. But it was in so doing that I got to discover that skill. So I recommend that if you're considering transitioning, start small, small. Don't go headstrong. Test the waters first. You may even find out later that you're not really sure that that's something you want to do. I know quite a number of people who will say to me, I want to do HR. By the time they get the opportunity to volunteer in a HR firm, they're like, I'm not so sure. I thought HR was just cool, but I can see that it's a bit too strategic. I don't want to do it anymore. So test the waters by taking advantage of volunteering and internship opportunities.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. Okay, one last question from my hand, and I'll take a question from our viewers and listeners. Okay, next question. Recently I saw a video about saying if you want to grow in your career, that means if you want to get promoted like in your career, you need somebody speaking for you in the room. That means in the
Yes, a
boardroom, maybe your
sponsor.
boss or something like that. So the
They're
question is,
called
how do
sponsors.
I build that relationship so that I
Okay.
can fast track my career to the top?
Okay, so those people are called sponsors, and I've watched that video too, and I related 100% with the speaker because I have been at numerous performance appraisal sessions for my company and for my clients as well. And you're literally at a meeting of 10 people, and then they mention David's name, and someone says, "Oh, David scored a, let's say, 60%," and someone says, "Really? But I've worked with David, though. I think that David, he seems to be pretty good in strategy. He may not be very good in execution, but I think he has some prospects." And somebody says, "Well, I've never worked with David, but he worked with me on that office Christmas party, and he gave 100%. He was very available." Before you know it, David, who is 60%, who was not being considered for promotion, suddenly is promoted because there were people to speak at the table. Now, people always think that when you hear a sponsor, it means you need to find one person. No, that's why I talked about exposure. Getting someone in the office to know about your work is an intentional act on your part. So you don't necessarily need one person. You just need to make sure that you're exposed to the right people, people who have a seat at the table, which means that you need to move around in your office. Don't be one of those people that they hired me to work in corporate communications. I'm not talking to anybody in any other department. It is only corporate communications work that I'm doing. No, you need to get involved. Visit Mr. Shola, get to know about his work, ask him about accounting, how you can help when they are doing something that has to do with an office party in the office, or they want to do a CSR activity. Get involved. That's how you position yourself to have sponsors. Sponsors are not mentors. Your sponsor may not even know what your long-term career plan is, but a sponsor is someone who will speak for you when you are not there. And that can only happen when you have positioned yourself to be noticed by people on the management team. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Okay, from our viewers, one question says, how do I approach a career mentor or coach? How do I approach a career
Joshua,
mentor
I
or coach?
completely understand your question, especially because this whole mentoring thing has been abused. So a lot of people get emails, DMs every single day asking them to be mentors. So it's not something that a lot of people are keen on. I think that number one, your mentor doesn't have to be somebody that you even speak to. There can be somebody who you can just look up to, you watch their trajectory, you see the kind of decisions they make, you can learn from them without engaging them. Secondly, I think it also pays for you to write to these people. You just never know. Mentors are different seasons in their lives. In January, they may not be so keen, but you can write to them in April and they may be keen on mentoring. The only way you can get a career mentor or coach is to actually look for one. Now, the good part is that you have people who you can pay to be your career coaches, but there are also people you can meet, like an Egbon, who can now mentor you in the career that you want to go. Also, make sure that in your community you are engaging people so that it's just like how you're in church and you work in ushering department, and then Mr. Akin also works in ushering department, and then you see that he has a thriving career. He can mentor you to be able to make certain decisions. Your career mentor doesn't necessarily even have to be in your career field. A career mentor is someone who can help you to guide you through your career journey to make the right steps. So the best way to approach is to either reach out to the person directly or stand up apart and just begin to identify how they live their lives, looking at the trajectory of their careers. Or you can directly approach by sending an email, walking up to them, getting somebody who knows them to do an introduction for you, but you need to make intentional steps.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, Mark. So the next question is, how do you promote yourself for a position, even with a 2-2 university degree? That's a second class lower
See,
university degree.
even if you
So
had
how do
a
I position myself?
pass, even if you had a pass, do not let your educational degree result be a limitation for you. Don't ever let that happen. See, the truth is that yes, so when it comes to graduate trainee roles, a lot of organizations will say, oh, yes, we want to go with first class or 2-1. But those narratives are fast changing, because the fact that you graduated in the first class doesn't make you an automatic good employee, not necessarily. So what I would say to you is that make sure that you are able to make up for it with other things that you have done at the side. So if you have graduated now, you graduated with a 2-2, the question I will have for you is, are you doing some internships? Are you doing some volunteering activities? Are you beefing up your experience so that the experience you have will overshadow the educational degree? That's what you should do. If you want people to lose focus, move from focusing on the fact that you had a 2-2 or a third class or a pass, you need to get them to focus on something else. And the easiest thing is experience. And this experience can be through volunteering opportunities, through internships, through side hustles that you do as well. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much for your insight. All right, the next question is, what component makes a good resume? What
Okay,
component makes a good resume?
so I'm just going to think about a typical resume template that is good, and I would just share with you based on that. So first of all, You need your name and your contact details. We do not need to know your specific house address. We do not know that you live at house 2A of this thing called of. It's not important. Lekki, Lagos is sufficient enough. You need to put your contact number or numbers. You need to put a contact email address. Make sure your email address is not sexygirl@444. No, have a proper professional email address as well. If you live in Lagos and you're applying for a job in Abuja, you cannot have a Lagos address on your CV, because when the company in Abuja sees it, they are going to think that they will need to relocate you and they don't want to spend that money. So they will never contact you. So if you're applying for a job in Abuja, you need to include an Abuja address as well, so that the company knows that you are open to relocation by yourself. So when you're done with that, the next thing is a professional summary. Your professional summary should give them an idea of what your career path, your career growth, your career goals are at that time. So I'm a strongly dedicated, resourceful lawyer, or corporate lawyer with experience in company secretarial practice, in capital markets, in private equity, looking to build my career as a, just give a brief summary of what you're doing, what your interests are, your professional summary. The next we should see is your skills and competencies. What skills and competencies do you have? You can also have areas of expertise depending on the level of experience that you have at the moment, but skills and competencies are very important. And then you have your education and qualifications. So if you have certifications at this point, that's where you include it. If you have your master's, included. Give an educational background, your details about your education, qualifications that you have, certifications. And then the next thing you have to do is your employment history. Make sure you start with the current job you have and work backwards, not with the first job that you had. Make sure that your employment history is quite detailed. If you tell me that you're a customer service manager and then under your responsibilities you put 4 things, I'll be wondering that you work in a company, you've been working there for 3 years, and it's only these 4 things you do. You are not the kind of candidate I want. So make sure that it is well detailed as well. And then you can put training, things that you've done in training. So if you've done some training, if you've taken some courses, you can also include that in your resume. Your date of birth is not important, your age is not important, your local government area is not important, your sex is not important, and your picture is not important in a resume.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma, for your insight. Okay, next
Thank
question. After this question, I have a particular question. Next question is, my question is, must a purpose for a career, I think, be solution driven? Can one pick a career because it's popular or making waves? That means, should I pick a particular career because it's the in thing at the moment?
Victor, so you can, but you must also recognize that you may do it because it's raining, but you will never find fulfillment in it. And you must also
Mm.
recognize that the fact that the career is raining doesn't mean that people are going to be successful at it or that you will be successful at it. That's why it's important that whatever you're doing it for yourself. So there are many people today who are YouTube bloggers. There are people who are successful at YouTube blogging. It's a popular career, but it doesn't mean that you will make it as a YouTube blogger. So I don't recommend people to make decisions based on popularity. Make decisions based on yourself, because that is what is sustainable. If you do what other people are doing, you can't sustain it because it doesn't come from inside of you. So please, it's not wrong, but it's not what I would recommend initially.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. All right, before I go to the next question, I have a particular question for her. Okay, for those that are now in a particular career path and if the salary you're receiving is not, does not tally with your the effort put. So how do you negotiate for a salary raise as a worker in a particular firm?
I think you have to test the waters first. You have to know the perfect timing to do this. So now, because of the economic downturn, because of the pandemic and all, asking for an increase now will make you look insensitive to your complaint. So you have to test the climate of the environment. Secondly, you have to be able to prove that you are adding value. You cannot say that you want a salary increase simply because your other friends are earning well and you are not earning well. That cannot be the reason why. You should have a salary increase because you can defend it and say, I joined this organization in January 2019. This is the work that I've done. This is the value that I have brought into the company. That is why I need a salary increase. So make sure that you can back it up with proof and with facts.
Oh, awesome, Ma. Thank you. Thank you so much for such insight. Thank you so much, Ma, for such insight. So if you have any questions, please drop them.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, another question is very funny one. It says, "What's the difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae?" I mean, yeah.
There's no difference. One is American and one is British. They mean the same thing. They mean the same thing.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much for your insight. So please, guys, drop your questions. Drop your questions. Okay, what happens to fresh graduate with zero experience? I know most times when there's no provision for entry level, I know to some extent in the Nigerian economy or in the Nigeria space for entry level workers or staff. So how do fresh graduates like position themselves to get into the workplace?
Okay, so fresh graduate, I want you to know that you should not be under pressure because that's why you're a fresh graduate. Nobody who is applying, who is employing a graduate is asking for experience. But what we need you to do is make sure that the entire process of recruitment, you get it right. You cannot say because you're a fresh graduate without experience should be the reason why you cannot write a CV. It should not be the reason why when you are sending your email, there is no body of the email. It should not be the reason why you did not put a properly worded cover letter. It should not be the reason why you cannot put your punctuations right, you cannot address the hiring manager right. So the focus really is on your recruitment application process, not really your experience, because people know that you do not have experience. I also recommend now that one of the things you need to also make sure you do while you are in the university or pending when you get your dream job is to do odd jobs. So you're at home, for example, this is the pandemic season, you can do research for people. You can volunteer in your auntie's store. You can ask your uncle that you want to be his PA. At the end of the day, you're building competence, you're building experience for your CV. Do not always think that until a bank gives you a job, you cannot get experience. Helping your father in his shop is experience. Volunteering for your neighbor is experience. So make use of the time while you are at home, pending when you get your job, to do that. But nevertheless, no organization who is hiring a graduate will be expecting experience. What they will be looking out for are behavioral competencies. How committed are you? How reliable are you? How dependable are you? Those are the things that they will be looking out for.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much for your insight. So, are there any other questions before we move to the next session? Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. I think we have no other question.
I think
We
a
have no
question just came
question.
in.
Okay. Okay. How do you deal with a direct supervisor or HOD who just seems to block your moves? Okay, that's like
Go for prayer and
academic.
fasting. Okay, so typically, when I hear these things, I'm very wary of just saying, "Oh, this is what you should do," because sometimes the supervisor may not be the problem; it may be you. It may just be the way you're viewing the situation that makes you think that the person is blocking your moves. Nevertheless, this goes back to exposure. So when you work for an organization and you work with a boss who seems to not be allowing you to shine, you need to find a way to let other people see the work that you do so that they can also speak for you and be able to help you to navigate your path. Sometimes you have supervisors like that because they are kind of afraid. They are worried that you're going to take their job. So they begin to frustrate every step. So what you need to do is be smart and go be not necessarily behind them, but let people who are above them be able to get some insights into the work that you do. So this is when you volunteer to write a letter for Mr. Akin, who is his boss. This is when you volunteer to do some research work for Mrs. Additional, who is also in the organization, so that they can have some insight into your work as well.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Ma. The last question is there a framework? I think this should be the last question. Is there a framework to set clear career goals? I mean, do you have a template or
I
framework
do
like
have a
to set
template. I
clear
think
career?
I can send one to David later and he can share with the team. I have a basic template that can be used.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for such a wonderful session. So, guys,
Thank
can
you.
I get your feedback in the comment section? Tell how you feel about this session, what you've learned. Can you drop
Thank you.
like fire emoji because this has been like an impactful session, very very impactful session. So drop an emoji in the comment section. Tell Mrs. EVA Bitoye, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. Thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge. So, guys, for you to get the template, that means the template to set your career goals, you must be part of the tribe. So, make sure you join the Telegram group so you can get the template of your basic career template. So, thank you so much, Ma, for your time.
Thank you
Really
very much.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Ma,
you.
for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Shortly we'll be going to a panel session. Yeah, with that talks about how to build your personal brand, and very shortly in the next 2-3 minutes we'll go on a short commercial break, and after then we'll have a panel session. So please stay glued. For the panel session, we have Miriam Giwa, we have Sean Ife, yeah, we have Osas, and we have Tomiwa. These guys have built their brand over the years, and I've worked with a couple of small scale business and also big brands. So they're teaching us how to build our personal brand such that we can become, in quotes, influencers and can influence other people's brands. So please stay glued, and then we're going to the short break. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, this is 20 Summit, and the theme this year's 20 Summit is thinking beyond 2020, the way forward. Thank you so much, and please stay tuned. Invite your friends for the next session. It's a conversational session, so it's going to be amazing. So invite your friends. Thank you so much.
What is the website of the NSCDC?
The website of NSCDC, yes, will be no. I cannot categorically tell you one now, because the one that we are wait, the one we are going to make use of. I'm not the one that is going to create.
No, you see, the question is, what is your website?
Wait.
Okay.
The one that we are going to make use of is going to remain known by my Oga at the top. Yes. I can't announce one now, and my Oga says it's another one.
The NSCDC has multiple websites?
This is something we cannot have multiple websites, but the one that we
not the one for employment.
It's not the one for employment.
Not the one for employment.
What is your website now? The one you use normally, your official website.
If you want to know about the NSCDC, what website do you go to?
Okay, if we want to know about NSCDC,
exactly.
as of now.
Exactly.
Okay, www.nscdc.
Yes.
Yes. So that's all.
www.nscdc.
That's it?
Yeah.
What is the website of the NSCDC?
The website of NSCDC, yes, will be no. Yeah.
What is the website of the NSCDC?
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back. This is 20 Summit. Thinking beyond 2020, the way forward. All right, we have our panelists in the waiting room right now, and they'll be joining us to like discuss about building a personal brand, basically building your personal brand. So I won't be one hosting this session. Yeah, we have someone special, someone amazing, someone really beautiful. I'll be hosting this panel session. Her name is Osas. So Osas will be hosting this panel session, and she'll be discussing with other panelists and asking questions on personal branding. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome our panelists and Osas. Clap in the comment section, fire in the comment section.
Hi guys, good evening. Hi.
Put your best emoji in the comment section. Welcome guys. Welcome guys.
Hi. I mean, you guys should tell me if I'm framed well, because I've been struggling to get a good frame for the past few minutes. So tell me if I'm framed well and if you're comfortable with this frame. How does this work? Am I being heard? Am I being seen? How do I know if I'm being heard or seen? Please, guys, let me know if I'm being heard or seen. Oh, okay, finally, yeah. Thank you. Hi, good evening. My name is Osas Irianile. I am a blogger, personal blogger. I blog about myself. I am a writer. I ghostwrite sometimes. Then I write, if the client wants my name to show, I write with my name there. I am also a copywriter. I create copies for brands, for most brands, for brands that need my copies. And I'm a recent graduate of the University of Lagos Mass Communication Department. There's really not so much to really need to do that. I'm a personal blogger, and I have built a personal brand for over 5 years. Yeah, since 2015, I built a personal brand. So this is me, Osas, saying hi to you guys. How you're doing? Today I'm going to be hosting this session about personal branding, and I'm going to be hosting with my guys. I'm going to be talking to my guys, my people. We've been together for, we've been on this grind for quite a long time. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you. We've been together for quite a while. Yeah, they're coming in now. They're going to let them in now. Oh my guys! My guys! Johnny Pebble. Baby.
Yes.
Hi, Osas. Don't talk to me like that. So you guys, this so everybody viewing this session, we have to. We're not coming here to be high and dry. We're giving it to them, showing them this fun side of us. We play as we work as we play. My dear. So you have fun now.
Osas, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Where is Pexi? Pexi is
Shawnee Fair, I see you, bro. Baby.
Hi, Tomiwa.
Hi.
Shawnee. Dear viewers, this might seem like a reunion show, so just take it like that. This
As
is
in serious reunion.
Actually. Yeah, your rooms are so fine. Oh my god. So guys, we're waiting for Pexi and Miriam to join me now, and once they do, we're going to kick in. We're going to get right into this.
Alright.
Yeah. Meanwhile, how are you guys? My people are red cup. What time?
Fun red cup.
What'd you say?
I say you're holding red cup by this time. Pardon us, guys. We're just waiting for
God, when will I hold red cup?
I'm drinking water.
Inside red cup. Man. Okay, dear.
Okay, guys.
be thinking like it when it says out.
cannot make it. So I'm going to go on. All right, let's go on. My people, how una dey?
Fine. Tomorrow has gone. Voila.
Wow. Okay. Shanife, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm fine. How are you? It's been a while.
So you know me, I know you.
Yeah.
Me.
You know that.
But the people here, they don't know you. So I'm going to need you to describe yourselves in 3 words. Just words, oh, not sentences. Words. Just 3 words. Shanife, go.
Creative. Smiling.
Creative, what and what?
Smile. and I'm versatile.
You're versatile, okay.
Yes.
Okay, tell me what we're doing now is that we're trying to describe ourselves in just 3 words. We
Okay.
know you, but these people don't know you. So, go. 3 words. 3 words. Words.
Single.
What did you say? Say it again. No, say it again. Let me hear you.
Single.
That's not what we're here for. You understand?
Single searching.
Oh, never took my life.
Ready to mingle.
Jesus Lord. Cool-headed and calm.
Single, cool-headed, and calm. Well, I can take it to your correct. Let me go.
Crazy.
Wow.
Creative.
I reject craziness in your life.
All right, let me switch it up. Vibes, creative, social.
I mean, you're a social media personnel, so I don't expect you to not be social. So please, another word, because we're all social here.
Let me do.
Yeah, wait to know.
Yeah.
Happy.
No. You get the pass for that one. So Shanife, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm starting with you because on my screen you're beside me. So I'm starting with you. Yep. So
Yeah.
Shanife, what is personal branding to you? I mean, everybody's going to answer this question because personal branding means different things to a lot of people. So what is personal branding to you?
Personal branding. Personal branding is a way you put out yourself. It's a way you it's a way you how you're perceived, how you build a perception about yourself to the outside world. To attract clients, to
Shanife, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know that when I said what's personal brand, I know what's personal. I said what's personal branding to you. You're giving me the
okay, personal branding. Personal branding is how I put out myself to the world. Yeah.
How you put out yourself. Tell me what, please show this boy out the world. What's personal branding to you?
I feel like personal branding is how I put myself out. I want to be perceived by other people. Brands. What do you say?
Start again, because you broke.
So personal branding to me.
Yeah.
Personal branding to me is how I put myself out there, how I want to be perceived by people, like brands and just maybe followers, friends, and all of that in that social or digital space, basically.
Baby, I feel like you're going to say the same thing, so I'm just not going to ask you.
What if I'm going to say something different?
Okay, now let me get it. If you say the same thing.
Mad. So I'll use the term what I want to be remembered for, or better still, what I want to be known for. I mean, so that if someone says Bimisola with RH outside, you should be able to say, oh, I know that girl. Is it the girl with the long hair? Or, oh, I know that girl. Is it the girl that posts skits? So that's what I feel personal branding is all about, actually.
Okay. So, baby, I'm starting with you again in this next question. What is that one thing that has made a huge impact in your personal branding?
What?
that
Also,
one.
sorry, before you answer, also, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, Bemi is also a digital marketer, a digital content creator. I mean, we all are, but we prefer the term personal branding because, you know, it has some pizzazz. So, she's also a digital content creator. Tomiwa, for the ladies, also a digital content creator. You see, Shonife is the one running things in Lagos.
Is the Babai Saleh.
Shonife.
Bill him. Bill him.
Running things in Lagos. So, baby, you're going to tell me now what is the one thing that has made a huge impact in your personal branding?
One thing that has made a huge impact in my personal branding is how I try to be myself like all the time.
I try to be yourself.
The fact that I'm always I don't have to orchestrate the kind of the way I want to actually be perceived as. So I feel like it has made a very huge impact in what I do because I don't have to start when I'm outside, especially when I'm around people.
Okay, makes sense. Tomiwa, how would you describe your journey?
I don't have to start trying to.
What do you say?
How would you describe your journey into the social media space?
How would I describe my journey into the social media space?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Tell
So
them.
should I go into details?
Give them. Yarn them.
Should I go into details?
Yeah, of course you should. Why not?
Okay, story.
Story.
So so first of all, I didn't even see myself coming this far. I mean, I'm not there yet. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't see myself coming this far because I was more of I was a career person. I was more of first of all, I wanted to be an architect. Right from the onset, like I wanted to be an architect. Then I gained admission in Unilag. I did not meet cutoff mark, so they gave me something I didn't want to do. So I started a blog back then in 2012 called Unilag Gist.
Unilag Gist, Baba.
Yeah, and I mean, I just started it out of boredom, and it became really big. When I say big, like it became really big because everybody started trusting the blog for everything Unilag related, and even me, I was scared myself. So I was able to divert that attention into my personal brand at that point in time, early enough. Yeah, I mean, while I was growing in like this, I was also growing my personal brand, Tomat Talabi, growing my Twitter, Instagram pages and everything, and I was getting gigs as well. So it just happened all of a sudden, and from then till now, it's been an interesting journey so far. Thank God for that.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen.
Shani boo.
Yeah, I'm here.
What makes you different? No, I'm not. You're not asking the same question. Don't worry. What makes you different as a personal? What makes you different as a brand strategist and a digital marketer? What makes you different from all of us? You know, while you're juniors. So what makes you different?
Okay. So I've been into digital marketing for about like 6 years.
Go when.
If I see you outside, I'll start calling you Big Daddy.
No, you can. I'm listening.
I joined.
Sorry, before you go on, guys, if you're here, if you're listening, please comment so that we know that you're still here with us, so that we know that we're not backtracking or we're not backtrailing. So let us know if you're still listening to us. Shanife, go.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been into digital marketing, as I said, for like 6 years, like 2014 ending. So then I used to go for. Okay, it started when I was in Ibadan. I was in school. I used to go for Ibadan events. Then I met Mazibe. Mazibe was like, what?
Nothing. Good.
Yeah, so I met Mazibe. Mazibe was the first person to say, okay, give me a shot for campaigns. So I started campaigning Mazibe with Cross, El Crucifixo on Twitter. Then as years went by, I kept working with brands. And as I kept building relationships, Then since I was in Ibadan and I was in school, I used to come a lot to Lagos for events. I'll come to Lagos for a weekend, come for Lagos Digital Summit, come for events, come for stuff that I know that I'll meet other people. Where I'll meet Osas, I'll meet Topa, I'll meet Pexi, I'll meet Pamilari, I'll meet Sola, I'll meet all of you. Then
God,
oh
when?
wow, like that you guys were the were the cream la cream. We're at the top. So then through my connections and through what I put out, I gained an audience. I connected with people. So people started trusting me with their gifts. So instead of me being an influencer, they will say, handle this campaign, create the strategy, create the direction, create sample content for the influencers, and just get the influencers, get a couple of influencers, and get it together and execute the campaign. So from then,
Okay, guys, if you're listening, I just want to chip into what Shanife said. He didn't go to the if this is how it started. We did stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, like that. Shanife went from stage 1 to stage 10.
Real quick.
Because how do you go from meeting Matthew to creating strategies?
As in, that's a big
That's
deal.
like stage 10. Bro, I only started that last year.
I don't even think I've started safe.
Baby Sola, no, that's stop.
Man, respect though.
Yeah.
Baby Sola. No. Tomiwa.
Yep.
Okay.
Before I start a personal brand, okay, speak to me as someone that has not started a personal brand. Before I start a personal brand, do I need to what should my focus be? Should my focus be on the success or the money or the skills?
I feel like first of all, it has to start with passion. Passion is the first thing. If you're
Passion,
not
no
passionate,
fashion, guys.
passion. If you're not passionate about something, there's no point going into it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, someone like me, right from the onset, I was very passionate about pressing my phone. Basically, I'm not passionate about owning a blog, but I was passionate about pressing my phone. So it graduated from that regular phone presser to a blogger, then an influencer, then maybe a digital strategist to an extent. So I feel like it's start with passion. You have to be passionate about it. So if you're passionate about food, for example, you can grow from being passionate about food to owning a food blog or owning an Instagram page that is food related and cashing out from it. Yeah, so I feel like it starts from passion and then it graduates into like other things like creating content, consistent content. Because trust me, you can't just create content today and not create content tomorrow. You have to be consistent about it. You have to be, different, because there are other people that have food blogs out there. So what makes you different from all of those people? Because that uniqueness is what's going to make you cash out on the long run. Trust me.
Yep. So to ask what Towa said about the passion. Yeah. For someone like me now, I was passionate about telling stories. And when I said telling stories, like telling made up stories. I didn't grow up talking about myself. So I grew up telling that stories, creating stories in my head and telling them. And then I realized that I could expand my passion into telling stories about myself. So telling stories about myself started when I got into the University of Lagos. And I said, the university life is interesting and it's proper gist. So I started to tell stories about myself. I already had a blog by then, so I was always speaking stories about myself. And people liked it because people could relate. Because it was like I was writing whatever it was they were facing in my blog. And now then I started realizing that I was actually going through almost the same thing, if not the same thing, something quite similar. So my passion went from me telling made up stories to me telling stories about myself. It took me from me telling stories to me telling stories about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And don't ask me if I cashed out on it, because yes, I did.
I feel like we'll get to that part. We'll get to that part.
No, please, you don't expect to just start cashing out when you start.
we'll get to that
I think
part.
that's
But not Shanife.
most people right now. Why that's people are getting into whatever it is they're getting for money. Bro, you might see for like 2-3 years, but you don't feel see money. Like
You might be there and you'll be thinking, what am I doing differently? But it's just that you just need to keep being consistent. Consistency. You might hear it over and over again, but consistency is very important. It is key.
Yeah, it is actually very important.
Baby, if I say baby, you will say ma.
Ma.
I beg, only once. Maybe so what influenced you? Who or what influenced you to go into digital creation?
All right. So I think first off, I started with a very small group then called Vive. We were just like I think we're still undergraduates from different universities, and funny enough, we're the first set of influencers that Dice used for his first song. I can't remember the song, but his first song when he released his first song. So afterwards, Pexi decided to start a media firm, and then I joined in. I think so far so good. Pexi was like one of the very major persons. He's supposed to be on this session actually, that gingered and inspired me into going full time into influencing, because then I still like what I just do is just post like normal crazy videos like I'll do any day, like just being me and doing the normal bands I do. And so far so good. I've been doing very well. Yeah, actually. Abuse. Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. I can hear you going so well.
Okay, Shani.
Yeah.
This part. Yeah, I can hear you. Are you done?
Hello.
Baby, we can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, we cannot hear you again. We can't hear you.
I think it's Osas that I see at the back. Shani Fair, can you hear me?
I can hear
Osas
you.
is still at the back.
I can hear you. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Okay. Shani Fair. Shani.
Yeah.
Shari.
Yeah.
Shari Boo.
Yes,
I'm interested in this one. This particular question also asked. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Please, how has personal branding? Okay, everybody. How has personal branding earned you?
How has it helped me?
How has it earned you money?
Oh, okay. Personal branding. Okay. It has earned me money. Okay. How it has earned me money? Because I feel I am known for a few things in the digital space. Just a few things. Maybe traveling, maybe. Then music. Then maybe the vibes and going for events and stuff. So, first of all, music. Through my music branding, I've gotten to meet a whole lot of celebrities, like a whole lot of artists, and work with a whole lot of artists. No, Osas. Stop it. So, you all have worked with most of the same artists also. So yeah, I've worked
with songs now, so
I've worked with some artists. I've created strategy. I've been in charge of some campaigns for maybe Ricardo Banks, a few artists like that and stuff. Then, through that, I started working at Cool FM. Through that, I got pitched by Cool FM because Cool FM saw that okay, I was that music person. That my content, a lot of it revolved around music. So Cool FM, I got employed at Cool FM as the communications lead and events coordinator because of how much I went for events and how and the music. Yeah. So
Wow.
Now I see why y'all
also offered you an apartment. Let them know.
So yeah, then I think my traveling. So because of that, through that, I think before I traveled, a few brands reached out to me because I said it that okay to rep. They gave me some products. No, then because of the travels, I got more campaigns. People because of the reach I got during the travels also. A lot of people I got included in travel stuff and travels campaigns like that. Then I built a personal brand around my travels, which is called Shonife Travels. Then a merch also. So yeah, that's some of how I've earned money through my personal brand all these years. Yeah.
My guy, Tomiwa, now Tomiwa get money pass for this Lagos. Tomiwa, please let them know our
Sorry, stop it.
personal. Let me sorry guys.
Sorry,
First of all,
wow,
Tomiwa is one person I know that can confidently sell his face. You know, most of us you can hide behind having a blog, having this, having that.
We're not
Tomiwa
fine.
confidently sells it. Because Tomiwa, you know when boys know that they are fine.
Yeah.
Tomiwa knows that he's fine.
And then they now use it to pepper you.
Yeah.
He milks it like crazy. He milks it.
to the max.
You don't have my money, but that's the fine.
God,
You know,
wait, no.
It doesn't even
I
have
need
to
to come back
stress.
to
Like
Jeremy.
Tomiwa doesn't have to
please
stress at all.
tell them now.
Jesus.
Tell them.
So sorry, I forgot the question.
How are you saying? How was personal branding? How is it giving you this money you have? Ego.
Okay, so first of all, personal branding is actually very important.
Yeah.
To be honest, like whatever it is you do in this life, if you sell bone straight, personal branding is very important. Trust me. So for me personally, so when I was saying my story at that time, I told you about how I was able to move from that guy that owned Unilag Gist into building a personal brand for myself. So far, I mean, it's been very interesting. Trust me. I feel like the fact that I actually just get free gifts from different people is actually one of those.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
It's actually one of the very interesting part of personal branding, because I was able to brand myself as that guy that. I mean, that's actually me. I didn't brand myself that way, but
That guy that
that
was complete the statement.
That guy that will tension everybody.
That guy that was.
That guy that will
down now.
tension
Let me talk.
everybody. Tomiwa will drop a picture and get thousands of likes.
That guy that minds his
My
business.
dear.
Yeah, I like to mind my business. I like to mind my business a
yeah,
lot.
he minds business a whole lot.
A lot.
I mean, I think he's one of out of like the very few people on Twitter that has not had.
Yeah.
Tomiwa is one influencer I know that if he goes off for a year and he comes back and he posts a picture, people are still going to test that.
Yeah,
1
exactly.
million.
Have I told a lie? Am I lying?
It's not
Actually, no, you're not lying.
That's the total
I'm
truth.
not lying.
So, but I've been talking
It's
about.
your turn to answer.
I'm not done.
It's your turn to answer.
It's still plenty. Steve is plenty. Let
He
him
has so
finish.
much to say.
So, how personal brand has helped me? I mean, there are times when I don't even have enough money in my account, but then the fact that I know the value I carry, value is actually very important as well. I know my value, and people just come and tell you, Alpha, what's this for 10K? And I'll be like,
excuse
you don't know who you're reaching out to.
Hey, for that love.
So,
we're still going to get to that.
my own personal branding has actually helped me work with premium brands.
The brand with the class.
I'm sure Sean
Exactly.
can relate. I'm sure Bemi can relate. I've worked with brands like Google. I've worked with brands like Coca-Cola. I've worked with, amazing brands that I never thought I would ever have anything to do with. Then, we thank God. We thank God for life. We thank God for everything.
Yeah.
So, Bemi.
I mean, if doing me can be earning me the amount of money that I earn later, where's our host? Should we wait for her to come back while she just answer the question?
Just answer.
I should just answer.
I'm your host till Osas comes back.
All right. But then basically, if doing me can earn me the amount of money that I earn these days, trust me, I would have started doing me on social media since probably I was 10 years old or something and be like a billionaire. Do you get? Because basically, what I do majorly is try to infuse my vibes and the funny aspect me into creating content for brands. I mean, I don't just post a video and then just make it plain. I just make sure that you feel that impact of Gbemi must surely do something like this.
Yeah.
I knew Gbemi was going to remove her wig. I knew Gbemi was going to look at in the kitchen. Do you get? So I don't just I try to infuse that into the way I create content for brands. And then that got me into doing even meme creation. There was a time as at 2019, like popularly known for like creating memes. And is it memes or memes? Please let me know.
Memes,
I know what you're talking about.
Meme. So as at 2019, I was like popularly known for creating memes, and I knew how well I infused it into promoting brands and the like. So it's safe to say personal branding has earned me a lot of
money
enough.
and influence. Yeah.
Yes, actually.
Okay. Me, how have I made money from personal branding? See, first of all, I feel like a lot of brands already know that I get stronger. So they used to know how they used to approach me. Then my end, I like trouble. So as I am, from my telling stories, a lot of brands giving me their products to tell stories around them, to use and then tell stories, and then I mean, it graduated from at the point people stop reading captions. Did you guys ever notice that? So for someone like me that writes lots of long captions, it affected me a whole lot. So I had to now leave my comfort zone. I had to leave that place of being the girl behind the keypad, putting my face on camera. That is my first video for the brand I did. It was trash. It was rubbish because I was stuttering. There's no amount of stammer I did not stammer in that video. I was saying a lot of nonsense. But you know what? I did it. And it even helped me boost my confidence, for the mass comm student that doesn't know how to talk in front of the camera. So it really helped me boost my confidence. So making money from that thing, as I mean, the way I charge. I charge based on my time. I charge based on my time and whatever I do. And if most times, when they come, those times would stress. When this time comes, they are going to stress you. I lie.
Yeah.
I might lie. If I'm lying, say the truth. Have you ever had clients that will stress you before that from first glance that are going to stress you?
I just
I can relate.
100%.
Yeah. So when I'm going to stress you, I will
100%. And trust me, I actually
abandon because
I stress brands a lot as well.
I think it's high time we start normalizing over time, say, for these brands that usually don't stress. But that's for another day.
Stress me, I charge. And as I am, you can't see. I can be broke. Everybody can know that I can be broke, but it's not going to change anything. You can't come and meet me and tell me.
Did she break or?
Can you guys hear me?
Is my network?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hi.
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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Say hi. Oh, okay. So I know that if you're coming to meet me and I give you my rate card and you come and tell me that, okay, I should please post for so amounts that I'm not comfortable with. Or recently I had an agency come to me to say that, they want me to post for a brand, for a very popular brand whose name I will not be mentioned. They wanted to launch a new product. And when I said, okay, what's your budget? Guess what people told me?
Exposure.
No, if it's exposure, it's not better. They said that they're not that
You'll repost you on their page.
Have friends. They're trying to create friends of the family, friends of the agency. So if
friends of the
agency,
in 2020.
Wow, you're a friendly person.
In 2020, guys. So maybe in this age, maybe like February, when my landlord comes, says,
you don't say I'm a friend to say.
You let him know that.
I will say, sir, I'm using friendship to pay your rent. Please excuse me. Leave my.
Or what you want to pay for your internet?
You
Yeah.
go to Computer Village.
I'm a friend of
and
so
you
many brands.
Everybody
want to
sees that glamorous part of being an influencer, of being a content creator. Everybody's seeing the dressy part, the
Exactly.
the very cute part. Nobody is seeing us
Yes.
cry in frustration in the room. So don't let it be. You know, if we start, we're not going to leave here. So
And now your phone will fall down from the tripod and you think your screen has broken. Or
like imagine me giving myself out by mistake. Imagine how frustrated I must have felt when I left for a few minutes. Maybe so I want to ask, do you ever worry about people not liking what you do? And has it had an influence on your work?
okay, in all honesty, to be honest with you guys, beginning of this year, I was I was let me even use the word depressed at the fact that it felt like I wasn't getting enough engagement at the things I do, or I wasn't getting enough reach. People were not like feeling what I was doing. And trust me, it affected me to an extent. But then at some point, I had to cheer myself up and say, you know what? Why do you have to bother about what's it called? Why do you have to bother about what people see you for? When it's not like you started this branding or you started this personal based on how they see you. You did this thing basically because this is what you are and this is what you do. And of course, if you're doing what you love doing best, trust me, what you love doing best actually is going to create and build your for you organically if you are very very consistent, like Osa said earlier. You're very very consistent with what you do. Trust me, before you know it, your audience is already there. And then someone like me that used to complain about probably the number of comments, the number of likes, the number of views I used to have about the things I post and the way I create my content. And consistency and also evolving. I had to evolve because social media
Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
social media, yeah, I can hear you guys. Social media of November 1st, 2020 is actually, if we're being realistic, is actually different from social media of November 21st, 2020, because apps are bringing in new features, do you understand? And you have to, because you have to be able to use these things to be able to get your audience to actually like stay glued to what you do. So basically, that is how far and how well engagement has affected the things I do. Hi, Miriam. You're welcome.
Siri goes up for the two persons.
Mama, oh.
That's right. Ain't nobody bad. Okay, so let me before you ask your question, before you answer the question, somebody asked, okay, guys, just hold on. Somebody asked, point it down. Thus far, I understand that you first get an audience, have valuable content, and target premium brands. No. Thus far, he said have content. Because if you have an audience first and you don't have what to give them, you're in trouble. So we're saying have your content first, then have content. Have your content first, then your audience will come. Because you cannot get that if you don't know what you're doing. You won't be able to know the kind of audience you're getting. Imagine you growing an audience for maybe a tech brand. I mean, while your niche is something like let's see, maybe food. You're not going to get desired results. So you're supposed to have content, know what you're doing. Forget about the audience. Focus on growing first. Focus on growing. Then your audience comes in next. And bro, you don't really see before brands will target you if your content is that good. They should not take it a step further. Target brands. Create a media kit. Tell them what it is you can do. Create your own portfolio. Tell them that this is what you can do. And if they're interested, they're going to contact you. Another person asked, how do I infuse my personal brand into my business brand? Because I have business pages and I can't afford to add one more page. Miriam, thank you for coming. Please, can you answer that?
Come again, please.
She said she reacts the question.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. How do I infuse my personal brand into my business brand? Because I have 2 business pages and I can't afford to add one more.
Okay, so basically, I believe that for every business to thrive in the digital space, what you need to create is value.
Yeah.
So if you have personal values that can also work along your brand core values, there is nothing wrong with selling on your personal page. I honestly believe that when you have a personality, in as much as it's good for your business to stand and you also have your private life and all of that, please can you end up and all of that, I still feel like um if you want to sell on your personal page, it's good. In fact, it keeps you in check because some people hide under the fact that the people don't know who they are and they become very nasty towards
Business.
their
Yeah.
customers. So if you feel like you cannot manage more than 3 pages or 2 pages, it's okay to sell on your personal page or merge one of your businesses into, I mean, merge 2 businesses into one. As long as you are creating value, you are solving a problem, and you are very, very open and truthful to your customers and well mannered, I don't think anybody should have issues. Managing a social media page for the brand is not what sells. It's the value. So that's
Yeah.
just
I
the
think
only thing that you should not compromise on. So I think that's it.
yeah.
I'm on the road.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
got it. I got it.
TMD.
Johnny Fair, can you answer the same question? How can she infuse her personal life into her business pages?
Like my big sis Miriam Giwa said, offering value consistently. Like offering value consistently. There will be a lot of days that you won't want to put out content. There'll be a lot of times that you feel like, oh, why do I have to put out content? But it's that value that you're offering consistently. That consistency is key. Because okay, the consistency can be once every day, can be once every 3 days, can be once every week. But you know that you have to have that form of consistency. Then once you offer value, then study the competitors, study the leaders in the niche. Like okay, first of all, you have to create a niche. Then you should do competitive analysis. Study your competitors, study the leaders, people that have grown so much in that niche, in that space. So you study them, look at what they did, how they did it, when they did it, and how you can also apply what they did to your own personal brand. So from there, after you study it, you start posting consistently. You have to create value consistently. And I'll say consistently so many times because consistency is key actually. Like it is not just a
You
quote.
can't
It's something
emphasize
that
consistency. It's important.
it's some
So,
yeah.
when it's done, I want to add
Okay.
to
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so yeah, that's consistency. Like you know that okay, you are
Alright.
a music person, so you know that almost every day or almost every week that songs drop, you have to comment on them. Or almost every day, you know that you have to do that no matter what, except something happens. But you know that consistency and creating that value for that people look forward to. That's what's important.
So I want to add to that. I want to add to it.
Okay.
So I feel like first of
Yes,
all, it
Mama, go
depends
on.
on. I feel like it depends on what you do.
Yeah,
So if your personal brand is all about posting fine pictures of yourself, for example,
yeah,
and your brand is say a fashion brand, a fashion line, you feel me? There's no crime in wearing your own stuff and tagging your business page.
yeah.
You feel me? So
I mean,
that's a way of connecting
That's
two
it. Yeah,
brands
and it
into
will go
one.
far. Like people will
Exactly.
check it
So for
out.
example,
Yeah,
now if I own a fashion line, for example, now I'm going to rep my stuff
definitely.
and I'm going to tag my business page. If you want the stuff I'm wearing, go and buy on my business page. So
Yeah,
that way you've already merged, you've already killed, how would they say now, two birds with one
Personal
stone.
and business. Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. So if you're a chef and you have a food page, cook on your personal page, tag your what's that thing, your business page on your personal
It's
page.
not hard. Like the
No,
business should be a
it's
part
not
of
that
you.
hard.
The business should be a part of you. You and the business should be like
Because lately,
Exactly. So I mean, it's yours. You own
sir,
the brand.
I
So
want to add something because I feel like lately people are not interested in faceless brands.
Exactly.
So they
They
want
actually want
they
to
will
see.
patronize
They
you
want to
more.
see the person behind. Like yes.
Thank you.
Want to be associated. They want exactly.
But not Instablog, please.
They want something. those are brands that thrive on putting out other people's content and putting out content.
Yeah, I mean, if you cook, post the food.
Post it. What is it?
Post it.
Tag your brand in it. On the
Everything.
TV, post your picture of your food. Post
on
it.
your, even if you sell the plate, post the plate and say you bought this plate from Plate brand. The food that's inside the plate,
Yes,
you made
actually.
it, or your food brand.
Yes.
Tag everything. Okay.
Because I know how many times
So
actually I've had friends that they have a brand or probably it's like a baby brand and they're influencers and they're posting their pictures or they're posting a video of themselves and they actually have the brand. They're probably wearing the brand or something. Man, I'm like, okay, why are you not infusing or why are you not actually tagging your brand? You don't know that. You understand? You might not necessarily have to say, guys, this is my baby or this is my new brand or something.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So I think we've over answered this question.
Yeah.
Where's your task?
Sauce?
Where's the start?
Guys, my network, Spectranet is such a crazy. It's a crazy. I'm so frustrated by Spectranet. Okay, can you guys hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can. We're waiting for the next influencer or content creator that will create.
Somebody asked that she said I have content, but how do I gain confidence to put it on the internet? Tomiwa.
You have content, but how do you gain confidence?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, you have to be confident in yourself. I mean, I can't come and gain confidence for you. Like, so I mean, I've seen a couple of, I've seen a lot of content creators. I feel like the confidence starts. Let me say in pidgin, your brand gas show for you. Your content it gas show for you. So if you're a video person, for example, like if you create like amazing video content, for example, I cannot come and give you the confidence to make you post it on your page. You have to tell yourself
yes,
that
I can give you moral support.
I'll post it and it's going to gain a lot of attention.
Exactly. Yeah, your own biggest fan.
You want to say?
I said, yeah, your own biggest fan. So
I mean, I've seen a lot of. So
Tyra
Enough, for example, is one of people I actually admire a lot in that video of visual space. He creates amazing content. So Tyra will not go to South Africa now and say, "Oh, this video I created in South Africa. Let me just put it on my camera. Or let me put it on my laptop." Yeah. I'm sure he's going to tell you that this video is mad.
Yeah, you have to
I have to post this video. Like I cannot come and tell Tayo that Tayo, this video you have to post it. Tayo don't tell himself that this video is mad and I will post it and it's going to get a lot of attention.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, I can't come and gain the confidence for you. If you are good, if you are good and your work show for you.
Yes, now, because if you are shy and you're doing
wait, do you want to be shy and begin to
people don't have, you see, when you're creating content, you have, if you're creating a video content, you have about 15
confidence,
seconds, 15 seconds to hold somebody's attention. So if in the first 15 seconds you are saying but excuse, why?
That is why craze clown then.
Yes.
For them to in 15 seconds make you laugh. that's their branding.
Do
That's their
something
do that
tangible.
15 seconds, and they
Actually,
put their
yeah,
message.
true. When
They put their
it wasn't
message.
just
They put that message in 15 seconds and got so much
15.
viral. Just slap something, do something in that 15 seconds. It got attention in that 15 seconds. So
If in the first 15 seconds of a 1 minute video, you cannot pass your message across, there's going to be a serious problem.
exactly.
Because the way people are going to
That
spread,
was-
Exactly,
that
and
was-
you know that when Instagram is counting views, they count when they've noticed that somebody, if it's a 1 minute video, when they watch it past the first 15-20 seconds, they count it as a view.
Yeah.
If it's more than 1 minute, when they've watched like 30 seconds, pass it as a view. So if in the first 2 seconds it counts for his attention, it's not going to count as a view. So your confidence, grow it by
Exactly.
yourself.
Is
Don't
that
do street
you have to
rugged.
hook people in?
Grow by
exactly.
yourself, and
Street
let me just add
rugged.
to let me just add to it. Let me just add to it. This actually cuts across all walks of life. If you are a
Yes,
music,
so
if you're an artist, like a music artist too, for example, there's some people that tell you this song will not fly. Don't drop it. Sean, if I'm sure you can relate. They tell you this song will not fly.
definitely.
Now you go tell yourself, say
Tell that,
this
no,
particular
this
song
I know
is
what
going
I
to
did
fly.
on
I'm
this
going
song.
to drop it,
I
and
know
there's
what I
nothing you guys can do about it. I mean, sometimes your management can be like
Yeah,
hindrance to your whatever to you dropping the song, but
your creative space.
once your
exactly.
own work show for you, you'll tell yourself that this. I mean, you're your own hype man.
yeah,
Not
and
like,
even
not like,
actually,
like at least you know that you experienced it not flying. Not like you're hearing somebody say
yes,
it won't
exactly.
fly, and then you will never know because you didn't try. So
Exactly.
and I feel
Just an
the
example in
truth
addition
of
to
it
that.
is that confidence and consistency actually works hand in hand, because
Definitely.
if you're not confident, you cannot be consistent.
You can't be
Because if you're posting the first video, if you're posting the first video and you're feeling like, hey God, have I done the right thing? Before you post the next video, you'd have
Yeah, I
probably
have
lost your crowd.
Exactly.
So,
You have to love
yeah.
what you do. Like what you do should be a part of you. Like you have to love
Yeah.
it. It should be something that you should do seamlessly. Like something that you just if it's music you love. I love Burna Boy.
If it's great funny skits, especially that particular industry, that skit industry, that comedy industry, if you're not confident in yourself, trust me, you're not going to post any video because you feel like, would they like
Go
it?
You're not
When you
funny.
send it to them,
Would they laugh?
would they laugh?
But they
You
will
get that kind of
change
thing.
you.
Like, I
Am
mean,
I
you
funny?
can
because
create a tweet now and you just drop a tweet or anything. Even if you just post bumbo clats and you put a picture, you can just move. But when you're creating something that has to do with people laughing, I feel like it takes a lot of. I mean, I'm not in that industry, but I feel like it takes a lot of thought process because you feel like, is this funny enough?
And,
Yeah.
Will they laugh?
again,
Will
I
it
feel
blow?
okay, you guys, hold on. Somebody is saying, can you hear me? Okay. Somebody is saying, as a visual artist, my work takes up to a week or two to be done. Do I need to post the same work for 2 weeks? Listen to me, my love. This is how, as an artist, speaking from a viewer's point of view, this is how it's going to work. Start the process. Take us through your starting process. You will see, you will have content for 12 weeks. If you take us through your starting process, if it's eyebrow you draw on the first day, give us tutorial that this is how I drew the eyebrow.
Exactly.
Do it like that. On the 14th day, when it's ready, when we see it, by the time that 14th day, when we're appreciating
step by step
that final work to the start, like that's taking it to the back, you would have started creating on that one. You will have content, you will run out of content. So do it. We will appreciate it. If it's I don't know how to draw brows. If you teach me that these are, if you post that this is how you drew the brows, I will appreciate it because I don't know how to do it. So if you take us through the process, do a video, take us through the process, even if it's a time-lapse video, do it.
Exactly. People want to feel part of something. People want to feel part of something.
Yes.
So I take them.
Yes,
that
I
one,
want to know that you did this.
This is how everything went. This is how this happened. Behind the scenes stories. Like when people see things happening, they want to know what happened behind the scenes.
Yeah,
What
like
this person do this?
If your
How
pencil
this
breaks
person
now,
do this?
your pencil breaks mid-drawing, show us.
Yeah, exactly. Be real.
If your hand is too sweaty and the sweat touches the paper, show us.
Yeah.
Let's say, hey, yeah, it's content.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is content.
Osas, you take one picture. Osas, you take one picture, then put the video, put something. That's it. You take one picture, go to an event, put a video, put a picture with someone else.
I'll let you know. I mean, from where I shoot in my house, before I put my ring light and my tripod, used to complain a lot about how the people in the next house make noise. They don't let me shoot. They always make noise. Always. So people find it very interesting when I say, "Oh, okay, you're laughing at my pain, but yeah, it's content. You're enjoying that."
Yeah.
I'm complaining about people.
You're telling
I
your
mean, there was a
story.
day I did a whole full story of the people in the next house when they brought in the call girl and then they didn't want to pay her. I took my followers through the whole thing. I was doing
Yeah.
but it was content. My
They loved
views
it.
went up as usual. So everything is let us know. Let's know everything. We appreciate it. So another person is asking, how can I get to love my works? I lose interest in my works almost immediately.
I feel this person, you have to grow. Like that means you've not grown to a point where you have enough confidence. Like you have to keep growing, keep putting in efforts, putting in efforts, keep learning till you get to a point where you feel you are the best. You feel you are the best in this space. Like your mind, you feel like that is it. Don't stop learning. If you are losing interest in your works, I feel okay. You should take some steps back.
That's a whole lot though. Losing interest in your own work that you did with your time. I don't think you should. You know what? Okay, I think this will help. Maybe when you create something, reward yourself.
Exactly.
Buy something for yourself. This Capri Sun, buy for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a good job, well done. And go and post it. Don't leave it on your phone. Just put it out. Because if you keep watching, you might start seeing errors that you're not supposed to be seeing, and you might start feeling somehow about it. So
do you relate to when you take a picture and you keep looking at it? Then the picture doesn't become fine to you
my
again.
hair is actually big. Hey,
yeah, you will notice everything. Once you are confident with what you did or what you took or what, just put it out.
See, let me tell you, between me and you guys, all of us, we dey farm for these streets.
Exactly.
We dey run farm.
We are not perfect,
guys.
so.
It's not easy. We are not. We're not perfect. We're not good. We're not all that. But you don't have to know that. I swear, you don't have to know that. With the inside of it's called packaging. It's called packaging. We package ourselves. So you don't have to know. I might post a fine picture, and then I'll be replying comments, and I might be crying.
Sorry, guys, my network is
but you don't have
bad.
to know that. It's called packaging. We're packaging ourselves. All of us are packaging.
Exactly. So you are putting out a perception.
Don't let anybody know that. Unless maybe you want to share your struggle story as a separate story, then it's fine. But don't let anybody know your struggle because streets rough. That's everywhere.
It's rough for everybody.
How can I get to love my works? I lose interest in my works almost immediately. I feel relatable anyways.
Exactly.
You can't relate.
I really relatable. Just sometimes I look at the things I'm doing and I'm like, why did I move for this thing now?
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's where confidence comes. That's what we're talking about at that time. You have to be confident in your works.
Exactly.
That's where confidence comes.
Okay, guys, but then this is an important one. Somebody said.
But then what?
Guys,
sorry.
Be your best critic.
Let me go on.
Be your best critic and your best cheerleader.
Exactly.
Your best hype man, basically.
Yeah, be your own
yes,
hype
your best hype man, your best critic,
exactly.
Your best cheerleader.
Yeah, your own personal hype man. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Somebody said, please, approximately how long does it take to grow an audience? Because even with being consistent, my followers don't seem to move. I've been patient for too long. Is there something I may be doing wrong? Yes, you are focusing on the audience.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
Look at
exactly.
I've been stuck on 35K followers for almost a year. Right?
Me 20K.
20 something, 24.
And do you know the funny thing?
Because you know what?
The funny thing is,
like my
Oh, okay. I was talking. Sorry, the network is bad. The funny thing is, I feel like it is funny that content creators lately don't even bother about their numbers. I'm actually looking at a girl that has just 3,500 followers, and she does wonderful content creation. She's even doing a 30-day content creation challenge of mad videos currently, and she doesn't care about the number of views, the number of likes, but the consistency. If you are consistent, your audience will come.
Your audience
The
will
thing
come.
is,
Once
you
you
can't tell when your
come with
audience will
it,
come. You can't tell when
Yeah.
one of your content is going to go
content go
viral.
viral.
You can't
So
tell
that
who
is
is
why you have to
watching.
keep
You can't tell.
putting. You can't
If the
tell who is
content you don't
watching.
even think might go viral, that will just put
Viral
out.
that is going to go viral. Do
I've
you
got
get?
tweets that have like 60,000 likes that you will not even know before you put it out. I just
You,
tweeted and I slept.
you
And the next
understand?
morning, I saw 60,000 likes and I'm like, what? Okay,
From
was that
where?
how? From where? So
How
it's
did
just what
how did
just
it happen?
yeah, you
Okay,
just put
guys.
out
Okay,
stuff.
somebody is asking. Somebody said, "How much of my life can I put up there? Relationships, little wins." Let me take myself for example. Someone like me, I see. I'm an open book. I post what I want to see, but then whatever I'm posting is you will know that I have posted.
Yeah.
When if it's
That's
relationship, I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah,
Like that. When
Keep
I was
retention
with my ex-boyfriend, I posted him. People come and meet you and tell you, what if you guys break up? Hello. We move. If we break up,
Who
we'll
delete
post
the post?
another one. It's
Who delete the
there.
picture? I'll post another one.
Me and the one that was it, we broke. I posted him, but we broke up. His pictures were still on my page till this year. I got a new one. See, you will forget that I was dating somebody else. That's the thing. You will forget that there was somebody.
So I got
You will
the
come and
new
you
one.
say, oh my God, you're so cute. Thank you, Joe. That's right. That's what I'm here for. Whatever you feel like you want to put out.
Yeah.
People that can relate to it, they will collect it. So you guys don't stress yourself. You don't need to think too much about what you want to put out. Don't just ensure that whatever you're putting out, it doesn't have people invading.
But sometimes it's not everything we want to see. Sometimes not everything we want to see.
It's not everything.
Sometimes people overdo these things.
As a personal brand, your life is out
Your
there.
perception.
You might be it might not even be you posting it. You might be somewhere and then another person is taking videos of you or saying that, oh, I can see you right now. It doesn't even have to be you. People are watching. So whatever you feel like you want to put out by yourself for yourself,
exactly.
put it out. Nothing is going to happen.
Just do you basically. There are so many people that don't put out their relationships and their stuffs and they're still doing perfectly well. There's so many people that want to put out their relationships and they're still doing perfectly well. So the thing is, you are in control. You don't let your audience control you. You should be in control of your audience. You should orchestrate how your audience are actually going to vibe to what you do, like what you do. It's so weird and funny how you can even orchestrate how well your audience can like your stuff and view your stuff. So it is all in your hands. Stop having that. I see so many people say, what will my audience be able to watch this? Will my audience be able to relate to this? This is all about you at the end of the day because you are tomorrow. If your audience say they want to see your relationship, if it ends in tears, it is all in your court. You just have to do what I just do you and do it very well.
Perception.
Okay, guys,
like you are the one
that
can shape.
They want how much you guys have made.
I like this question. I like this question.
I love it so much.
Give me less WhatsApp group. Give me less the WhatsApp group.
Okay, let me give you a range. Okay, I was able to rent an apartment from influencing, and Lagos apartments are not cheap.
Yeah.
Jeez,
so,
God, when?
And in
renting that apartment, I was able to paint my walls in the first month.
Wow.
I was able to get my generator in the first month. So you guys figure it out. Renting an apartment in Lagos is not cheap. I'm broke.
Okay, if that's
I'm broke.
Person will say starting from
if that's the case, if Osas can say that, then I can confidently say that I was able to travel out of Nigeria. Out of the places.
Really?
Oh, well,
I was able to travel
although I didn't
I can't relate to all these stories I'm hearing. I can't relate.
I also
Sharife, your own traveling. I don't think your traveling has to do with influencing you. So it's better you say what influencing has done to you.
It was packaging, right?
So Tomiwa was able to buy land out of influencing, land banana.
Let me start from. So let me start from the first amount I made from posting on Twitter.
5K. 5K. 5K.
Yeah. So that was far back 2011. 2011. I had 1,000 followers then. Then, yeah, 2011. 2010, 2011, I had like 1,000 followers on Twitter. So my cousin reached out. She was like, "Oh, I have a friend of mine. He has this blog, Sha, that is running, and he needs people with over 1,000 followers that can be tweet feeding.
Wow.
There's something called tweet feeding.
Yeah, tweet feeding.
If you're covering the blog, you know, like
all of them.
so all they have to just connect your Twitter account to the blog, and once they make that post on their blog, your Twitter account automatically tweets.
Yeah,
exactly. So then I was like, okay, fine. I mean, I'm not tweeting. I hardly used to tweet at that point in time. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. I think my account to be tweeting, Sha. So like, okay, so they added my account to it, and I was getting like 1K monthly.
Wow.
Yeah, 1K was for data, and that 1K then, 1K was a big deal because these were the days of Java phones and 100 MB for 100 naira for 10 MB every week or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate, but it's a lot. If you buy 100 naira, they'll give you an extra 100 naira. Back then, it was a big deal then.
Yeah.
And this person it happened to be Big Timmy. I don't know if anybody knows Big Timmy here.
Yeah, Big
I'm
Timmy,
sure you guys can relate.
Yeah, we know Big Timmy.
So that's how I met Big Timmy, actually. Big shout out to Big Timmy. So Big Timmy will give me 1K every month. I'm like, okay. So people actually make money on Twitter. Then fast forward to like my first major money. That was, I think, 2014-ish. I got 150K for a gig. I'm like, okay. Wow. That's a lot of money.
That's good. 2014.
So, I mean, then later I realized that 150K is just one post.
Exactly.
Or one tweet. So, I mean, it's been an interesting journey so far.
And that was in 2014. So now tomorrow is in 7 figures.
7 figures constant.
I beg, not yet.
How much? Give us a range.
So where the real money is actually, let me not bust you. Where the real money is actually the back end.
Yeah, the agencies.
Yeah. And that back end.
So
that back end.
So the most money I've made. The most money I've made this year actually came from back end. If you go to my page, you probably don't see any campaign on my Instagram.
I like the way
but I've created strategies.
And guys, by back
I'm picking up on you after this session.
It means being the one in charge of digital creation.
Exactly, being in charge of campaigns.
Exactly.
Create the content, create the strategy,
and
give them,
include your influencers.
You're the
direction, the brief.
You still get your cut from the influencer.
That's what he does.
Yeah, you cut exactly.
Go catch you. Influencer is your friend. If I cut transition, if I get one campaign, now 200K clients, I will give you 150. If the bunch on the fair, may not give you. Many times say no. So I mean, I'm trying to still pay me for creating a strategy and all of that. So
exactly for that.
Johnny, please let us know how.
So backend actually works as well. So you don't even need to build your audience. People that have 300 followers.
Because most people that have 300 followers for campaign, they don't usually have followers like that. And
the people that reach out to that send you,
they don't have
they don't tweet, they don't have posts, they don't do anything. And you just see them in your DM. They will offer you like 200K, 300K. Let's get what of campaign.
Okay,
like,
back then, I just said the back
someone that's not even following you, someone that's not following you, someone that you're not following.
You're like the watchman. You're the one creating the strategies,
the direction of the campaign, how the campaign goes.
Content and
Johnny, first, so quickly tell me how much you've made.
How much I've made?
The highest, yeah.
Oh, the highest. Maybe. Enough for me to travel to. Like, not all my travels, because my cousin pitched me. My cousin paid for one of my, but most of my travels, at least that time, traveled to like a few countries. I traveled to Spain.
Hey, Spain. Okay, let me calculate how much he traveled to get to Spain.
Spain, UK, US, then UK back to Nigeria.
It's okay,
So,
it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't depress me. Okay. Somebody asked what our most viral content is. Okay, but I'll answer that before we answer this one. My most viral content, as at March or as at April, it was my rant about my apartment, about searching for an apartment. But after that, this became the next most viral one. Where's it? See, any content that I do that has my relationship in it is always going viral.
Yeah.
Because people love love.
Yeah, exactly.
People love love.
God.
So
Listen,
people want to see. You're like living the life they want.
You have
So
to, yeah.
any
Tommy,
relationship, any content that has my relationship in it is always viral.
What do you say? Can you hear me?
Can
you guys hear me?
I'm not now capitalizing on that because I am.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I'm an individual brand. I cannot capitalize on my relationship because the relationship can scatter. What would I do? So I don't capitalize on it. I capitalize on creating content for myself, by myself, with myself. So we are the most viral content.
So my most viral content actually, I actually don't create content myself. I mean, apart from the tweets, which I just think of sometimes. Most of like my viral content is actually not my own personal content. I think there was this particular guy that can paint with anything. Like he can paint with water closets. Is that deep? You can paint. I don't know if
That
you've
guy,
seen
that
videos.
Bolu something.
Yeah, it's called I think Boo Designs. It's from Senegal. So there was a particular time he painted Cardi B with some. I've forgotten what he painted Cardi B with. So I picked up the video from Instagram and I posted on Twitter. And it went mad viral. I think currently it's on like 1.3 million views on Twitter on my page. I'm like, ooh, that's a lot. So it got to a point. People started reaching out like, we need to view this guy. Like different channels, like TV channels, started reaching out to me via email. Like, how can we reach out to this guy? We want to interview him, and I'm like, yeah, just carry content. What's it concern me? That kind of thing. So I feel like that's actually my most viral content.
It's called when you don't post your content yourself. It means you're curating the content.
You're creating the content.
Yeah, curating
it. It is now
but then give credit to the owner of the content. It's very important.
Exactly. We have the eye as content creators.
Yeah, give credit to
the
the
eye for this kind of content. You know that this is what people will love.
You know what will move.
People don't like
exactly. So Davido was on Shades the other day,
and
they asked him who's the biggest artist. I mean, amongst Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido, and he said Miyokun. Someone recorded and posted on Twitter.
That is very smart. Exactly. You knew that definitely. That would gain.
Can you see the question?
Exactly. So.
Yeah, it says, do you ever fake a friendship for content creation?
Gremisola, answer that.
All right. So I feel like for me, I know who is in my circle and who is in my circle knows me. So that's how it is for me. And I don't think there's any point having to. Why do you have to fake a friendship? That's the question. I mean, what if who tells you that you can't have one person that does what that person that you want to fake a friendship with? Why is it cracking like this? Can you guys hear me well? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can.
It's still cracking.
It's cracking.
All right. So
I can hear you.
I don't have to fake a friendship for content creating because if I don't like you, I don't like you, and there's no point having this to do with you. It's that simple. But that doesn't mean if a brand wants to use you, of course I'm going to reach out to you to do my work for me because it doesn't mean I'm friends with you. So it's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you have to outsource stuff.
I don't have strength. I am too
exactly for
fake any friendship. I'm too.
So someone in the comment just said we're not giving straight answers. I don't know.
I think it's for the money part.
The highest amount question.
Okay.
They should go and Google of flight.
Go Google whatever we said.
Google how much of flight ticket to Dubai to Spain. How much it get an apartment in Fadei. How much it takes What
It's
do you
like
want to
that
say?
can
Okay,
be
someone
like
said,
150K in 2014 to 2020
I
now.
mean,
Like
the ones that went to pay already put one or two that I know that had this compares, we have 1 million
No,
members.
guys, we don't have to can't miss this. Someone said my IG account was we have less than 3 minutes. So someone said my IG account was restricted and that was where I post that's where I post my content. Opening a new one has been frustrating. Just 2 or no engagement. What next? What's next? Getting the account back has been hard. Should I use YouTube? Serious.
So I feel like IG is different from YouTube.
Who has lost an account here before that will know how to explain?
okay,
I've never
so
lost
so
a
so so can I just say something?
Yeah.
Right.
So the thing about losing accounts, I feel like somewhere at the back of your head, you have to realize that this is not your father's land.
Yeah.
I actually learned the hard way. I mean,
Yeah, so
I mean,
I
like,
agree with you.
whatever it is you are trying to build in this life, like, I mean, when it comes to social media, digital, you have to realize that your father doesn't own the land. They can bounce you at any freaking time, right?
Yes.
So this time I lost my account for a week. Trust me, I was depressed. When I say depressed, like I was actually legit depressed. Just 1 week, they didn't even suspend it. It was restricted. Restriction is before suspension. They restrict you for like 2 weeks. If you're unable to get your account back, they suspend it. That point in time, I had to reflect on my life, and I was
remember we talked
I called
that time.
Sonifair at that point. Sonifair was like one of the first people I actually called at that point. I'm like, guy, you've experienced this before. Like, what do you think I can do? And he like told me 1 or 2 things, and I'm like, okay. Then I kept on, like, I didn't know what to do with my life because I spent more time on Twitter than Instagram. So Instagram, after I've checked like stories, I've checked a couple of posts and everything. I've sent DMs, I've replied DMs and everything. I mean, Twitter is that platform you just fall back to. I had no platform to fall back to. And do you know the funny thing about them restricting or suspending your account? That is the particular week or particular day that brands reach out to you. Big brands. That's when you get most of your campaigns. Brands that have never called me in my life called me the day I lost my account, my Twitter account.
Yes, they want to run.
And they were willing to pay a lot of money, trust me. But I didn't have any account. So when I got back from that 1 week restriction, I realized nothing did this place. So
Actually,
that's why people come and tell me. People come and tell me, Tomo, I hardly see your tweets these days. I hardly see your posts these days. Deep down, I know that
and
the vibe
also
wasn't there
connecting.
anymore because
Connecting this question to brand building, your personal branding. So this is one thing you guys need to understand. If you build a very strong personal brand base, anytime you come back, if it's a new account, do you get your followers will find you. Let me just say I'm a living testimony. I lost my account. You get I lost my Twitter account of about like 50K like August, and I decided to open a new one September. Sorry, November. Yeah. I think this is October, 12th of October, and it's safe to say that I've been able to gain almost 10,000 followers without having to stress myself or having to say I'm building my account or something. And then I got a lot of feedback that, Gbemi, where have you been? We've not seen you for where did you go to? So that is why you need to build a strong personal brand base for yourself. Let it be that if you come back, anytime you come back, people can be able to say, yes, this is Giga, this is this person. So even when they see you offline, make sure whatever it is they are building online, you're also building it offline. So that if they see you outside, a random person, because you don't know who is watching you. That is why you need to be careful and be particular and intentional about the type of things you post online. If you build a good personal branding for yourself, even when you're outside, people will see you and be able to say, oh yes, I remember this. Oh yeah, I've seen you on Twitter before. So that's how it works basically. I think it's about time. Like their comments come and chase all the way.
Exactly. You have to start rounding up.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
they just had to.
Mr. Someone drop Osas's and
I saw some. Yeah, I don't know some.
Osas, they've come and chase us away.
Ah, we're going.
We're
Yeah. So
having
nice.
fun.
We're going. Goodbye.
All right.
That's
All right, so guys,
that's
thank
So
you
great.
so much. Thank you, my fellow
Thank you.
influencers,
It was
my
yeah, my
colleagues.
family.
Thank you
My
guys.
Thank
So
you
So
guys, I
guys.
hope
I
you're
signing
able
out
to
learned
pick up
now.
1 or 2 things from this whole conversation
Thank you
because that's the
guys.
most
I
important
really
thing.
hope so. Please
You
follow us
get
on
it. Yep.
Instagram. My handle is Virtuous I. Tomiwa is it's Tomiwa. Bemi is the Bemi Sola. Shonife
it
is
is just
Shonife.
Bimtola with RH at the
Shonifer is
back.
Shonifer.
Oh,
Is it
Bemi
Shonifer?
Shanife,
is
Exactly.
Bemi
Shanife.
Sola. You know what? Just check the flyers. You see our handles.
Exactly.
Yes, please check the flyers. You see our handles.
All right.
Thank you guys so
Big
much
shout
for
out to
your
my
time.
sister. I see you in the comments, Temilolua.
Victoria,
Thank you so much. Thank
Island.
you so much.
Yeah.
You know
We're
what?
sure
Before
if you
we
leave
go,
here till midnight, you guys would stay. You guys should keep
It,
talking
it,
and
feel, it feels
gisting.
like we're meeting ourselves at an event and just gisting randomly like we used to.
As in,
Actually.
I know, right? I know, right? Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for
thank
your
you for
time.
having us.
Really appreciate.
Thank
Thank you so much. So, you guys, I had an amazing time hearing from our influencers, hearing their story, hearing their how they grew, hearing how they build their personal brand. Basically, I know you guys were enjoying it, and some of you were catching cruise. I know I saw the comments actually, but we have to end for today's session. 20 Summit continues tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be having Salem King, we're having PC Timmy, we're having DDK, that's um, Debola Dejikurumi, yes. We'll be having Chud tomorrow, for the sessions tomorrow. So you guys need to come tomorrow, invite your friends. Tomorrow is going to be powerful. Today is the first day. If you notice any technical error, just now it's just the first day. Tomorrow is going to be very powerful. We're going to correct our errors and we're going to give you the best time here to serve you. So please invite your friends tomorrow. You don't want to miss the DDK session. You don't want to miss Truth's session. You don't want to miss Salem's session. You don't want to miss PC Timmy's session. So please tell your friends, tell all of them to come tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be powerful. Thank you so much for staying with us till this time. Hope you learned something. Hope you learned something. Thank you so much. So still, this is 20 Stripe, and the theme of the 20 Summit is Thinking Beyond 2020, the way forward. So see you tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be here live 4 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you so much, and please have a good night rest. I remain Bilu Tulu. Thank you.
Yes, we've been no. I cannot categorically tell you one now because the one that we are wait, the one we are going to make use of. I'm not the one that is going to create.
No, you see. The question is, what
I'm
is
not,
your website?
Wait.
Okay.
The one that we are going to make use of is going to remain known by my Oga at top. Yes, I can't announce one now, and my Oga says it's another one.
The NSCDC has multiple websites.
This is something we cannot have multiple websites, but the one that we
not the one for employment.
No, it's not the one for employment.
Not the one for employment.
What is your website now? The one you use normally.
If you want to know about the NSCDC, what website do you go to?
Okay, if you want to know about NSCDC, as of now,
exactly.
Okay, www.nscdc.
Yes.
Yes. So that's all.
www.
Yeah.
What is the website of the NSCDC?
The website of NSCDC